We all want to save money. It's just that simple. So White River Valley Electric Cooperative decided to conduct a little experiment to see if we could provide an average co-op member some not so average savings on their electric bill. We call it a home energy efficiency makeover. Now, this isn't a makeover show about painting walls and building decks. There won't be any fancy before and after shots, but there will be a significant before and after in our co-op members' electric bill.
We talk about this every day about what you can do to decrease your electric bill and make your home more efficient. But we have never actually went out there and showed them that it was possible.
I think it really appealed to the board to get out there, do our own project, know what kind of results we had, know how we got them, and be able to make some realistic things that people could do to conserve energy and lower their own bills.
But why does your electric company want to lower your bills? Well, the answer is simpler and more far-reaching than you might imagine.
In this day and age, we're starting to wonder, is there going to be enough generation, is there going to be enough supply out there in 10 years to meet everybody's demands as far as electricity is concerned?
White River, like others, are selling more electricity than we ever sold in the history of White River. And other co-ops doing the same, which in turn makes us have to generate more power. We need to try to help our members save money so that we don't have to build power plants, we don't have to increase the cost to them, because the larger we can make it with what we have, then the less cost we'll have in the future.
The first step, of course, is to find the perfect home and family.
Well, we've been married 24 years.
She's the prettiest woman I ever met, for one thing.
He's a very kind man and always puts everybody first. Always does. Well, we have two sons. Our youngest is 21. He attends MSU. Our older son will soon be 23 next week. And he has our grandson, 4 years old.
We knew that they had a son in college, and we were aware that, Mrs. Hayes had cancer, and we thought that that was an unusual hardship that they were going through right at that time.
Our house is all electric.
It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We bought it 15 years ago. We certainly try to conserve energy.
It'll make a big impact if we can get her electric bill down, and that'll help, you know, to put our money somewhere else that we need to have that, you know, like nothing else for groceries.
If they could come down, you know, at least 25%, that'd be wonderful.
Like so many Americans, the Hayes family struggles each month just to make ends meet. Last year, they spent over $2,100 on electricity alone for this 1,400 square foot home. But we think we can do something about that and ease the financial burden as well. White River Valley Electric Cooperative has selected the Hayes family for a home energy efficiency makeover. And who knows, you might even get some smart tips for your home too. So come on, let's go meet the family. The Hayes family has been White River Valley Electric Cooperative members for almost 15 years. Now, in the cooperative spirit, we believe it's all about helping neighbors. Between personal hardships, medical bills, and, well, just the rising cost of living, we think they deserve a helping hand. Surprise! Hi there, Mr. and Mrs. Hayes. Yes. My name is Stan Bess, and on behalf of White River Valley Electric Cooperative, we have a surprise for you guys. I'd like to introduce you to someone. This is Cindy Raines. Cindy is the coordinator for Operation Roundup.
The Operation Roundup Board has chosen your family for a home energy efficiency makeover.
What do we think?
That
Pretty
would be
excited.
Great.
Save a little money.
Very much.
Now I have another person I'd like you to meet here. Larry, step up here. This is Larry Price.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Larry is the chairman of the board for Operation Roundup. And Larry, what does it mean for you guys to be involved in this project?
Well, Operation Roundup's been serving the community for a long time in various ways, and we're just appreciate the opportunity to help these folks also.
And I'm sure you guys appreciate it as well. This is going to be exciting. We're going to spend a lot of time with you guys over the next few months. Is that okay?
That's great.
All right. All I can say is, crew, let's get started.
worked on a railroad for 17 years, and I had some back surgeries, and they retired me off the railroad.
I had always worked since I was 14 years old. Had some health problems back when I was 35, worked through those, didn't miss any work, and then in 2003 I had a recurrence of the cancer that I had developed in '89. So our strain on our finances have been brought on by our medical. We didn't have a problem before. I've always worked, he's always worked, we've always tried to make our own way, but it's made me realize that sometimes it's not always possible to be able to do it alone, and you have to humble yourself to say, I need help. If they could help us out, we would really appreciate it. And hopefully someday in some way we could pay that back.
The first part of the process is figuring out which parts of the home are not as efficient as they could be. A cold, cold day like this, a perfect day to figure that out. We brought in some experts to help us accomplish this task. Let's go meet them.
Well, we want to do a blower door test to see how tight the house was, to see what type of infiltration we had in the home, to see if the ductwork was good, to see if the doors were good, see if the windows were tight.
Now this is John with the OCAC weatherization team, and John, you've been working hard all day long. Tell us what it is you're doing here.
Right now I'm doing a blower door test of the home, and it's giving me an idea of the tightness of the house right now, and once I have it running, I can go around and check different locations like the ductwork, maybe around the fireplace, doors, windows.
Now when you talk about tightness, you're talking about the air leakage?
Air leakage in and out.
Okay.
You know, and this will give me some numbers to go by, but also we can go around and actually feel the air movement, you know, that's slipping past certain things, you know.
And so the benefit to the homeowner would be?
Well, we can find leaks, you know, that you might not think of. A lot of times interior walls are the leakiest parts of the house.
Okay, so where do we go from here?
Well, I'm going to start on this end of the home and go and check some of the ductwork and just around different connections of the house and around windows and such. So let's go from one end to the other.
You want to stop any unnecessary leaks. So if you have, let's say, around a door that doesn't have a tight seal, it's pretty much like having a big hole in your wall. Whether it's an old home or a newer home, you want to go in there and check to see how tight that house is.
John, are you in here?
Yeah.
How are we doing?
Oh, just made my rounds.
What are we finding?
Well, the ductwork has needs some attention.
Now, I also noticed this apparatus you have here. I was watching you before with the vents. What exactly are you doing there? Show me if you can.
This right here, well, you know, I can place it over each register.
So that's showing air going down through that register or coming up?
What it's doing is our fan is pulling air from outside into the ductwork, and this pan is stopping it.
Okay.
So I can actually get a pressure reading at the pan at each register. In a perfect piece of ductwork, we shouldn't feel any air moving through them like we do here.
We also want to do a thermal cam imaging that allows us to find out where the hot spots are in the house, see if there's any heat escaping from the home.
This is Jeff and Doug. They're with Show Me Power out of Marshfield. And Jeff, we're going to do another test here. Tell us what we're going to see.
Well, we've got an infrared camera that will show us any heat loss coming out of the home, especially around the doors, windows, or skirting.
All right, now this is obviously not your ordinary camera then, so exactly what is it you see when you look at this thing?
It just shows temperature differences. It'll show around the windows if you have a leak. It'll show a red area on the lens and show us the temperature change from the siding maybe to where the hot, warmer air is coming out.
Obviously you're checking up high too?
Yeah. Got the air blowing through this junction.
All right, well, I'm going to let you keep up the good work, and I will catch up to you tonight. Now, Jeff and Doug have made their way around the entire perimeter of the home. I'm anxious to find out what the results are. What'd you see, guys?
Well, we found several leaks. There's some heat loss around some of the windows, the exterior doors, and along the eaves. of the home. The skirting along the back side of the house has some holes in it where the heat loss is going out there.
Well, you can't say that these guys aren't thorough. John's been underneath the crawl space. John, come on out of there. Tell us what you found.
Well, I've got a lot of simple solutions for some problems with the ductwork down there, and it should make a big difference.
That's great. Now, you have been compiling tons of information all day long. I'm anxious. I know the homeowners are anxious. What's the next step? How long?
Well, I'll go back to our office and we'll run things through a computer program and come up with some figures and get it all written in a report that will prioritize what needs to be done.
Okay. So your work's done here today. Our work, I think, is just beginning. John, we'll look forward to hearing back from you.
Thank you.
Just before Christmas, the results arrived.
It looks like there were some places in the ductwork that needs to be sealed. It looks like he had some cracks down the center beam of his house. Well, the second test that we did was with the thermocam, and this is kind of telling us where the heat loss is coming from. It kind of shows the hot spots of the house. This is going to give us our blueprint of where to start. This is going to tell us what needs to be done with the efficiency makeover and what areas we need to hit the hardest.